Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Welcome to the Laugh Pig Kitchen. I'm actually already halfway through making mini frittatas for our Sunday morning brunch because I set off the smoke alarm here in the kitchen, which I often do. And it's only because I've got the oven turned up to 400 and I'm preheating a muffin pan in there. And somehow I set off this happens on a regular basis. The smoke alarm and I here in the kitchen really don't get along very well. It doesn't like it when I cook things at a high temperature. So anyway, what I was showing you before we got interrupted by the alarm, as if the 6 a.m. thunderstorms weren't enough this morning to freaking shake you awake and out of bed, and now I've set off the alarm in the house. So maybe it's just going to be one of those days. Anywho, I was showing y'all before I was so rudely interrupted. I have 5 eggs in here, about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2/3 of a cup of chopped baby spinach, a 1/2 cup of grated cheddar cheese, a couple of teaspoons of just regular old red pimentos like they put in olives or in pimento cheese, and we've mixed it all up. So hopefully we can get through the rest of this without my alarm going off. I have been, which this is probably the offending agent in making the alarm go off, I've been preheating a muffin pan in my oven that's been going at 400. I went ahead and sprayed a little spray oil into the muffin tin so nothing will stick too much to it. And I'm going to pour each of these muffin cups about a little over halfway full of this nice egg and cream and spinach and cheese and pimento mixture. I also put a pinch of salt in there, don't you know? You can't cook eggs without some salt. And I'm going to divide it amongst these muffin cups. And it looks like out of the 12 muffin cups I have in here, I made 8. Made 8 mini frittatas. These are going back in the oven at 400 degrees. And how long are they going to take? I don't really know, because we're just going to keep an eye on them. I suspect around 15 minutes or so, and I bet those will be done. And the best way to check them is just going to be without sticking your finger into hot egg in the muffin pan. Just tap the top of those little frittatas as they get big, as they bake, and as soon as the middle of them is fairly solid, when you pop your finger on it like that, then they're pretty much done. So I'm not real sure how long they're going to take. This is going to be a little experiment this morning. All right. And with our mini frittatas that we're going to have for breakfast, I also have my handy dandy electric skillet out. And what we're going to make in that is going to be some apple fritter pancakes to go with our mini frittatas. I needed something to mix them in. Here it is. And I think I need a spoon to mix stuff with too. That's helpful. Let's see. Alright. This spoon will be just fine. We're making apple frittata pancakes this morning in honor of our apple tree, our old apple tree out back that was victim to that bad thunderstorm this morning. We lost an apple tree, so solidarity to that apple tree. Anyway, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I don't think I even mentioned this morning so far that this is Quarantine Cuisine on Laugh Pig TV. I don't think I'm good and awake this morning after being rousted out of bed at 6 a.m. with a thunderstorm. 2 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons. I need a teaspoon. There's a teaspoon of baking powder. 1, 2. A teaspoon, I'm going to say a heaping teaspoon, because salt's always good on apples, don't you know? A heaping teaspoon of salt in there. And because we're using apples, I have, according to my child who made this label, good cinnamon. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of good cinnamon into my dry mix there to go with those apples. Now, I had about 3 or 4 fairly small apples. This isn't all of them. I've saved a little for something else later. But this is about a cup of finely diced apples. I cut them up pretty small. If y'all remember, we talked about if you want things to cook pretty fast, cut them up pretty small. Now I'm putting the apples in with the dry ingredients, and I'm stirring them around and covering those little pieces of apple with the dry ingredients. That will keep them from, when we mix our milk and eggs and stuff in with this, it'll keep your apples from all falling to the bottom of the batter by going ahead and coating them with some flour. There's you a little hint. All right, I'm gonna need, hang on, there's an egg. Let's see. I think we're going to use 2 eggs in this mix. So, let me take this cup right here. Let's put us a couple of eggs in here. 1. I'm dropping things. Yeah, it's just going to be that kind of day, isn't it? This may be interesting. See what happens today. What's happening in your world today? I hope it's good. I hope everybody's hanging in there in this crazy time. All right, there's my eggs. And I have some avocado oil. I want kind of some flavorless oil to go with this. I don't want to taste the oil in here, but we need the oil in the pancake batter. I've got my couple of eggs in here. I'm going to add, it's probably 2 tablespoons of oil to my batter mixture. Now, I'm going to mix these guys up. That's some oil and some eggs. I'm going to pour that in my dry mix here. And I've got not quite 2 cups of milk here. I know I don't need 2 cups, but we're going to see how much I do need. We're going to make a pretty thin batter because this is going to be pancakes. All right, I have a ½ cup left, so I put a little over a cup of milk in here with my 2 eggs and my 2 tablespoons of oil as my mixture. And let's see what we end up with. Whee! All right, that's going to be a pretty good mix. I don't know if you're able to see that it's not super thick. It's actually a fairly thick pancake mixture. I'm going to thin it out just a tiny bit. So we're going to say that I actually used about almost 1½ cups of milk in with the rest of our mix here. I'm going to turn our electric skillet on to around 350 or so. That's kind of why I like using the electric skillet when I'm making pancakes and fritters and stuff, is it's easier to control the temperature. And I'm going to use my avocado oil again and put probably again a tablespoon or 2 of oil into my pan that I'm going to cook my fritters in. And we're going to cook these on each side just like you would pancakes. Let them cook up real pretty and bubbly on one side and flip them over. Cook the other side. We're going to put them on a platter here. And by the time I get done with these, the frittata in the oven should be done as well. So we're going to have a nice little flavorful mini frittata this morning and some of our apple fritter pancakes, which we'll probably just sprinkle with powdered sugar. And that will be our sweet to go along with our frittatas. And this is already getting pretty warm. So I'm going to start doling out some batter, some of our apple and cinnamon fritter batter to make our pancakes. Let those guys cook. This batch is probably going to make about 10 or 12. So we'll have some left over that we can dress up and make maybe a dessert out of later on. You never know. All right, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good Sunday morning. Things can be rough, but you know what? The sun is out, the birds are singing, and you know, nature's going on with its day, and that's what we'll do too. So hope everybody's doing all right. I want to shout out a big hi to Jerry and Barbara who got married yesterday. Best of luck to the 2 of you, and thanks for sharing some great pictures and showing that love to the rest of us out here. Everybody have a great day. This is the Laugh Pig Kitchen. We're out.